Hello and welcome to the ETOF 21 Sports Podcast. My name is Eric, the man behind ETOF 21 Sports. You can find my work at ETOF 21 Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and yes, TikTok. Also, all my horse racing bets can be found on ETOF 21 Sports _horse_racing. How is everyone doing today? Is your state opening up yet? I'm here in the Chicago suburbs, and my downtown area opened up last night, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to go down there for a while. I already don't trust people as is, and now you're asking me to trust someone that I don't know that they're going to take the right precautions if they aren't feeling well not to go someplace. I mean, everyone's been locked up for so long. Everyone's raring to get out. People are going to be freaking stupid. So even if you are a little bit under the weather, they're probably like, oh, I've been inside. I probably don't have it. I'm just going to go out. And then you're at-risking other people. I mean, the hair cuttery person out east somewhere, she got 400 people infected or some crazy stuff like that. So I'm not going to be going out for a while. And then my Bucks rep, he emailed me and he asked if I wanted to re-up my season ticket package for next year. And I told him no. You want me to go to an enclosed stadium with people I don't know who, I'll just go to the game anyway. I'll feel better once I get a couple drinks in my system. Hell no. Hell no. I mean, I love going up to the Bucks games, and I'm not going to be going up there probably next year at all. I don't want to put my family at risk and my health at risk just because someone just wanted to go to a game and had a little bit of a temperature and was carrying the disease and didn't know it. But, I mean, everyone has their personal opinions of what's safe and what's not. Hell, some people don't even want to wear a mask. And the funny thing to me is these people are flipping out about wearing masks. In Chicago, where I live, and in fact, Illinois for that matter, you have to wear a mask if you're going into like a Target or the Jewel, Mariano's, Walmart, wherever. You have to wear a mask. So it's been mandated by the government. And now people are flipping out that they have to wear a mask. I don't know. I mean, everyone has their opinion. Don't get me wrong. I mean, everyone can have an opinion. Everyone can think what they want to think. But, if it's mandated by the government and you have to wear one. If it's a store policy, you have to wear one. Some stores in some states don't have that policy. If that's the case, you don't want to learn, just go to that. Just go to that store. Problem solved. We have a great show for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about the future of MLB. We're going to talk about my UFC picks for the UFC Fight card tonight. And then this week's special guest is Brandon from Off the Post Boston Sports on Instagram. And his Twitch is Top of the Grids I Am Sports. So he's going to come in. We're going to talk a little bit of NASCAR because the Bristol race is tomorrow. So we got a great show for you guys today. So let's jump in and let's talk about the future of MLB. MLB offer to the player union was crazy in my opinion. The player union already agreed to take a pay cut. Now you want them to take another pay cut? So let's think about that for a second. Let's say your job, whatever you do, they come at you and they're like, hey, with the COVID-19, we need you to cut your salary by X. And you agree to it. Because long term, you're going to be making more money, which these MLB players clearly know. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But then, after a month and a half, your boss comes back and is like, hey, you know what? We need you to take another pay cut. How would you react? Just think about that for a minute. Don't think about the money involved. How would you react? You'd be pissed. You'd be pissed to the point where you'd quit or look for a future in another job. And that's pretty much the facts. Because you're taking this substantial pay cut. Baseball stars could be upset and they could just say, hey, I don't want to risk my health. I'm just not going to play. And then you have replacement players out there. And that's going to hurt the sport too. So there's a game on ESPN and Mike Trout isn't playing. Is the casual fan going to watch it? No. The casual fan won't watch it. If a kid is a big Mike Trout fan and he's not playing, are they going to watch a game? No. According to Chris Kavaras, the numbers of kids playing Little League has decreased every year since 2007. If baseball isn't on TV and parents can't take their kids to it, it's going to lose that kid that could possibly play the game because they fell in love with the game watching it, and the athletic kid goes to a different sport and plays that game. And you're not going to be getting the athletes in the game. And that's a big problem right now. The athletes in America, the younger kids, they are not playing baseball. They're not being drawn in. Because you guys have to understand, take someone who's athletic, like Mike Trout. Mike Trout got drawn into baseball. If he was drawn into tennis, golf, football, basketball, since he's so athletic, he'd be good in that sport. But he got drawn into baseball. So my point is this, is if it's not on TV and a parent, mom or dad, can't take their kid to the game, how are they going to get that young athletic kid in the game to help build it? Because sports, when you come down to it, they need stars to survive. And right now, who are the stars in baseball? Just think about that. Who do you turn a game on that's on ESPN to see? Mike Trout, maybe? Besides that, who? Kristen Yelich? There's not many top-of-the-line stars in baseball right now that are drawing those fans. And that's my other point, is right now baseball is a regional sport. It's not like NBA and NFL that's a nationwide sport. I mean, look at these Thursday night games. You have the Titans and the Jaguars play, and you have tons of people turning in to watch that. But yet, you could have an MLB game on ESPN, and the numbers won't be anywhere near that. MLB is in a tough position right now because it has to think outside the box, and the owners don't do that. The owners have tunnel vision and only look at something one way. And they're stuck in their ways, and that's preventing them from taking advantage of this lull right now in sports. You look at KBO, UFC, NASCAR, Bundesliga, they're all playing right now. And their popularity is growing, and they're gaining fans. They're gaining fans. The betting handle in these sports have taken a huge hit and is at an all-time high. And because people are betting on it, they're starting to draw into it. I never bet Bundesliga before, but now I'm like drawn into it. I have like teams I like, and I'm betting every week. So I'm gotten drawn into it. And right now, that's a big if, MLB comes back, it's going to be competing against the NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, college football, and NFL. It has no chance. It has no chance to attract their current fans or any new fans going up against those. Because think about it. Let's say you are at home and there is a Game 7 of the NHL, Game 7 NBA, or a regular season game on Rangers and Athletics. Which game are you going to watch? Obviously the playoff game, where there's something important on the game where one team will go home and another team will advance. The only people that will watch baseball in that situation are the people that already do watch the game. So you're not attracting anyone. You're not growing. They have to grow the game. They have to think outside the box. And I heard this quote, and I'm spacing on who said it. They said the fall of empires is not seeing their weakness. And MLB right now doesn't see their weakness. They don't see that they're losing fans, and this is going to cause fans to go away from the game. In fact, the little fans they have are going to go away. So, I mean, you're decreasing and upsetting the people that like the sport right now. When MLB had its strike in 1994, the start of the 1995 season saw the TV rankings and attendance drop. Some say that MLB still really hasn't fully recovered from that mess yet. And at the end of the day, it's all about greed and it's about money. With the owners, it's about greed and it's about money. And they want their money. My personal problem is the spreadsheets of what these MLB teams make, they're not open right now to the public. So no one knows how much money team A, B, C, or D makes. I don't know right now. Are the White Sox turning a profit? Are the Cubs turning a profit? Are the Dodgers turning a profit? We don't know that. So we really don't know how strung up for money these owners are. And when people say, oh, it's going to hurt them not having fans in the game, okay, but think about it. How much money won't they have to spend now? You won't have the food cost. You won't have the vendor's cost. Your security costs will be dramatically down. So, I mean, you're cutting costs. Yeah, you're losing the revenue of the ticket money. And, like, because the spreadsheets aren't public, we don't know, like, what percentage they are of every team. But you're also going to lose a couple overhead costs, which are going to help your bottom line. Another problem, now this is just off the path completely, that I have with baseball, is I really feel they need a salary cap. They don't have a salary cap, and the sport is totally unfair because you have these super teams, not super teams, excuse me, the big market teams, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Yankees, that overspend and spend way more than everybody else. So baseball already, because of that money right there, isn't even a fair sport in my eyes. You got teams that can spend an absorbent amount of money, and then you got the teams that just produce younger talent, and then when that young talent, they can't afford it, they trade it for more young talent. I would love to see baseball adapt a salary cap. If it adapts a salary cap, we can at least get everything a little bit more tiered, so it's fairer for the other teams. So I really feel, I'm recording this on May 30th. I feel if MLB doesn't come to an agreement by June 5th, which is Friday coming up, I feel it's done and for the year. And I feel if it's done for the year, hell, I think the sport could be done in the long term. Short term, yeah, it'll survive, but long term, not being able to get that kid, that athletic kid, to play the game, yeah, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. What do you guys think? Do you guys think MLB is done? Do you think it's going to go on? Do you think the season has a chance? It's interesting to think a sport that we all grew up playing or watching, I played Little League, could be gone. America's pastime could come to an end because how they're handling this COVID-19 pandemic. All right, so now let's hop into the UFC fight card tonight. I'll give credit where credit is due to Dana White before I hop into my plays. Him putting on all these events is what MLB should be doing, getting the sport to the forefront to attract new fans. UFC's betting handle is way increased right now. And why is that? Because they're attracting new fans because it's the only sport in the game. And Dana White, for as much as I hate the guy, he's a smart guy and he's a smart businessman, and he's doing what he needs to do to gain popularity for his sport. The first fight I'm going to bet on is Morales plus 105. I'm going to be risking 1 unit to win 1.05 units. I found this line on 5 dimes. Morales is coming in 9-4 off a brutal loss to Benito Lopez. Personally, I thought Morales won that fight, as the stats show he outstruck Lopez. Morales definitely has the advantage on his feet in this bout. He's a better puncher, and his punches bring a lot more power. This is a must-win for Morales, and in my eyes, I love to back fighters in this situation where their careers in the UFC are on the line, because if he loses this one, I could totally see Dana White saying bye-bye. So, back against the wall, fighting in a must-win. I love backing fighters in this spot. Morales plus 105, locked in. Next bet is Hill minus 120, risking 1.2 units to win 1 unit. Line is on 5 dimes. Hill's a much better striker. I'm banking that he has improved his takedown defense from the last fight. He was taken down numerous times, and I'm banking that his coaches have worked on that, even if it was in a shortened camp or before this COVID-19 thing. When you watch the fight, you can clearly see, hey, this is something I need to work on. So I'm banking, since he is young and is an improving fighter, that has definitely improved. He has a 79-inch reach. I think because of the reach and his jab, he'll be able to have the space to keep Abreu at bay and to work the punching game. And with the power of those punches, I expect him to be able to keep the fight on the feet, stay up with the improved takedown defense, and get the victory. Minus 120. Risking 1.2 U to win 1 U. The next fight is one of the bomb plays of the night. We're going with Green plus 270. Line is on 5 dimes, risking 1 U to win 2.7 U's. I actually know the guy that trains Green, and he's telling me Green looks good. Green looks really good. So that was some good stuff to hear from Green, his trainer. And I just love the spot for Green, I'm not going to lie. He's making his UFC debut and taking a fight on short notice. So let's look at this through the mental aspect.